had an amazing trip to Morocco recently. It was as a part of a group called the International Practice Group, which has been going for many years, which is a network of professionals in the legal, in the tax and the accounting space. And I met a lot of very talented and very interesting individuals. And one of the other people that I met during my time was an acclaimed author called TAHIR SHAH, who has written a book which is very famous and has been translated into many languages called The Caliph's House. And it's all about Tahir Shah's move from dreary, cold, bleak London, from in a little apartment to moving his house into a 45-room mansion in Morocco. But the deal here was that he got the house at a very reasonable price. And it was a very big house, obviously, Dar Khalifa, as they call in Morocco, Dar meaning house, where the house effectively had some untoward characters, or rather sort of jinns, which were not like friendly genies at all, but in fact were sort of like what we in our world would call spirits hanging out in the house. So in order to gain acceptance into the society and obviously have people visit his house, because obviously nobody was going to go into a house full of jinns, he had to perform like a major exorcism, which involved a series of steps, as you can imagine, to get rid of these jinns so that his house would be acceptable. Now, this is a hilarious story, but it goes to show you how important superstition in a culture can be to frame your way forward. And I wanted to discuss with you the fact that one cannot ignore superstition in a negotiation or in a business. So when I am doing a joint venture with the Chinese, I'm going to try and avoid planning anything with the number 4 in it. So whether it's on the 4th of the month or perhaps even the 4th day of the week, if that's the only day available for the negotiation, then I'm going to try and avoid that if possible. Or there might be instances where I might be in a situation where I need to be very mindful of somebody else's culture and upbringing so that I can be sensitive to that and look at it from different perspectives. I mean, we all know the full moon is not a good day for intense negotiations, whether you believe it or not. I have enough proof through the years to tell you that A, the traffic is bad, people's moods are bad, and crazy things can sometimes happen on certain full moon nights and certain full moon days. In Dubai, for example, you have a lot of buildings that don't have the 13th floor in them, and that's for a reason, right? So overall, I know that during certain times of our lives like COVID, superstition has been exploited, because I know we were thrown with every herb and every remedy, and we would pretty much accept everything if it meant that we were going to stay safe in some form or shape. But the fact remains that our upbringing, wherever we grew up, has an element of superstition and has an element of belief that is imbibed and inscribed and, you know, all over us. And in order to have a successful negotiation, one does need to be aware of local superstitions and local aspects. So for example, if I'm acquiring a company in a certain country, or I'm joint venturing with a partner in a certain country, I want to check what superstitions or what aspects I should perhaps avoid. So a form of like cultural aspects and a form of things that might be considered bad luck or an ill omen in that country. So you may not all have the opportunity to travel to an amazing country like Morocco that I did and to learn firsthand what may or may not work and how jinns are potentially viewed in Morocco, but you will have a chance to research and think about what you might be getting into so that you can have a super fruitful and super successful collaboration in another country. So that's it from Think Tank. Stay safe and stay superstitious.